Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. It's Sports Saturday here on the channel, and so what we're going to do today is something a little bit different. I want to highlight a game that is currently available on Kickstarter. The game we're going to be looking at here on Kickstarter is a game called Topline Hockey, as you can see, and it is by Scott Wambold, and he actually sent me information about the game back in May while he was still working on it and asked that I kind of hold off on producing anything for it until June. Well, I was away on business in June, and so I'm a little bit behind schedule in actually taking a look at this game. But I am about to be a backer of the game, and so I wanted to kind of show this Kickstarter here just to kind of give everybody an introduction to the game so that they could decide if maybe this was something they would like to back themselves. And as I said, I do plan on doing a playthrough, assuming I have time, which is always an issue of late. I will do that next week, and then you would have still another week or so to actually back this project if you wish. As we'll see in a moment, it doesn't cost a lot to back this one, and it does look like a very interesting game. So let's start taking a look here. Now, as you can see, there is a video. We'll skip the video. If you want to see it, you can actually go online to Kickstarter.com, search for Topline Hockey, and look at it yourself. So let's scroll down here. So what is it? Topline Hockey is a tabletop hockey game played with a pencil, two D20s, and three tokens on a sheet of players. So what he told me is, and I'm talking about Scott, the designer, he told me that he's inspired by things like W.M. Akers' Deadball game, and speaking of, he's actually a backer himself. So, these guys are supporting each other, so to speak, and that's always a good thing. And also, he was inspired by, I think it was Fast Drive Football that he mentioned specifically, which if you haven't checked out, and I haven't done a video on that yet, but I will, that one is from Al Wilson and is somewhat based on the Play Games engine that's used in a lot of the Play games with qualities and so on and so forth. So as I mentioned, I will do a video on that one as well, probably later in the summer as we get closer to football season. So this game, obviously, with the inspiration of those two games I just mentioned, is a tabletop game, as we already know. It's very straightforward. You're going to use a pencil and paper, and a couple D20s and some tokens to kind of keep track of certain things. So your role in this game is the coach. You'll have a roster of players, as you can see here. It says with unique skill levels and roles. You'll set your lines and your defensive pairings. All the lines will be, their ratings will be used to generate a forecheck rating and a backcheck rating, as well as having scoring ability and bonuses and so on and so forth. So you also will have to roll your lines out, just like in, actual hockey. You will have to, you put your line on the ice for a shift. It's a minute or so. You can either leave them out there, extend the shift. If you do so, they will take some performance penalties. If you don't do so, you can roll your lines and keep your players fresh. So, there is some risk reward there. That is part of the coaching decisions that you'll have to make in this game. As you can see, here's a shot of the game being played. You can see it's very straightforward looking with, some paper, some pencils, some dice and some tokens, really straightforward. So what are the goodies, right? Everybody always wonders when you back a Kickstarter project, what are you getting for your money, right? That's what everybody wants to know. So with this one, you get the rule book, which is a pretty lengthy rule book, but it's not all rules. There's a lot of other things in it, and there's a lot to this game, which we're going to see as we kind of go through it. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can get the game for $4. Or you can pay a little more and put like a little bit of a personal stamp on it if you are so inclined. And you will also have the option to use drive-through RPGs, print-on-demand service, so that you can actually get a hard copy of your rule book. So he goes into why he created the game, being a lifelong hockey and tabletop game fan, and he wanted to kind of create a game that would play into both those elements. So if you want to run a hockey team, Topline Hockey is for you, as it says right here. So you can create fictional teams, you can create real teams, The game will come with not real fictional teams. So you'll have an entire league that you can work with. As you can see right there at the bottom here, it does say play with both real world and fictional teams. Kickstarter was a way of getting the game out to hockey and tabletop fans. Plus, using the Kickstarter approach lets you have a say in the final product and how we bring hockey to the table. So funds from the Kickstarter will be used to improve the website for Great Lakes Game Library, which is, something he's supporting and involved with. He is the designer behind the Great Lakes Game Library, as you can see right here. He is based in Michigan, and I'm based in Ohio, but I won't hold that against him, and hopefully he won't hold that against me. We have a little bit of a rivalry there between the states. They have a Discord channel. He has a mailing list and, of course, Twitter and Facebook. You can actually download the preview version of the rules and play a little bit along with the game. So even if you are on the fence about backing, you might want to do that. Download the rule book, take a look, see if it might be something you're interested in. Now, the stretch goals. I believe, and this was at the top of the page as we started, that the current status is 15 days to go and a little over $800 pledged. So at 1,000, we'll get the Atlantic, Pacific, and Great Lakes minor leagues. So the two leagues you get by default are the Elite Stars Hockey League and the Prairie Hockey Association. As I mentioned, these are fictional. But along with those, if he hits 1,000, we'll get schedules, rosters, and history for the Atlantic Development League, the Pacific Amateur League, and the Great Lakes Amateur League. That will give you a total of 36 teams and schedules for 4, 6, 8, and 12 team leagues. Then there are other ones that, as you got further on, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 25,000. Risks and challenges. It's a Kickstarter program, so you may or may not get the product. As we all know, that is kind of the way that goes. Now over here you can see the rewards, available rewards. You've got role player, top liner, and it'll tell you what you get. Plus there are limited quantities of these because they allow you to create a player in the game. And as you can see, only 6 so far have opted for the top liner, which only costs $5 and lets you name a non-captain player in the ESHL. Veteran presence. So that would allow you to create a captain, I believe. For $10, you can create a captain or a starting goalie and have a bio about the player in the book. Plus, you get your name listed in the credits. You get your digital copy with the print-on-demand option. And you can, as I said, create a captain or starting goalie in the ESHL. Team leader, you'd let you be coach or captain. And you'll be able to have input on the coaching style and line combinations for the team, as well as the bio. That's $30. And then down here we have the founder level, which is $45, which lets you actually own one of the franchises, which I think is pretty cool. And that is the level I'm going to shoot for. There's only one left, so you may not get it unless somebody beats me to it. By the time this video is posted, I will have backed it at that level. So that is going to do it for the video. I know this is a little bit off the wall in terms of how I usually do my business here on the channel. I did want to show this game to kind of back it and show some, show some love and some, give it some exposure, because I think this is a project that is worth pursuing. It's worth seeing. I mean, it's going to happen. He's hit his goal. He's doubled his goal so far. It's going to happen, but there's only 34 backers. I'd love to see this get pumped up and, more people back it. The cost of entry is low. And even if you play it a couple times and you paid $4 or $5 for it, then to me, that's a bargain. So just something to look at. As I said, I will do a playthrough or a play example, more likely a play example of the game, which is supposed to play in 45 minutes for an entire game. I do highly recommend going to this, grabbing the download of the rules, go through the rules, see how the game works. The rules are still probably not in their final state, but they will be soon, and that'll give you a great idea of whether or not this game is for you. So as I mentioned, that will do it for now. I did manage to ramble for 10 minutes, which was not what I expected. But anyway, I'm Joe. This is the sports edition of Hexed Encountered. We will have some gameplay next week, one way or the other. But until then, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for watching. If you have questions or whatever, feel free to post them as always. Also, likes, shares, subscriptions, always welcome. But either way, thank you for watching.